The Western Ghats of India occupy less than 6% of the country's landmass. But they are home to an astonishing array of wildlife, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. Over a quarter of all plant and animal species found in India live here. Historically, the Ghats were covered in pristine forests that provided abundant food and natural habitats for their residents. Today, villages, agriculture and plantation occupy vast tracts of area that was once forest. This has led to rare and endemic species to increasingly come into contact with people with fatal results. The enormous task of recovering the species fell on the shoulders of a few conservationists. Fighting against the odds and using innovative approaches, they have kept some of the endangered species of the Ghats from going over the brink.
Myristica swamps contain the species that are belonging to the Myristicaceae family. These forests are extremely unique to the Western Ghats. They are unique in the sense of their composition of the species, because it's not found anywhere else in the world. They need water flowing continuously throughout the year, and they are highly restricted to the Myristica swamps. Semicarpus catlecanensis is been discovered very recently, and there are 3 independent surveys done, and all of them have pointed out that there are less than 128 individuals which are producing flowers and fruits in the entire Western Ghats, making it very, very critical. This particular tree species is visited by a butterfly called Idea malabarica, which perhaps pollinates it. Idea malabarica itself is under the endangered list. And the fruits are perhaps eaten up by the lion-tailed macaques, which are in the endangered list. So that means you have a critically endangered tree species dependent on 2 endangered animals for 2 important life history parameters such as pollination and dispersal, makes it an extremely critical association. That's why its conservation is very, very important. Firstly, we understood where the Semicarpus catlecanensis occur, what is the status of their conservation, how are they regenerating, what kind of problems do they face. Then we went on to understand the biology of the species, like when does it flower, when does it fruit, what kind of conditions are necessary for it to germinate. Then we developed nursery techniques, and we gave these nursery techniques to the forest departments where they can actually grow this species in their government nurseries. We have introduced the propagules of Semicarpus catlecanensis into a typical habitat which was earlier it was not found. Today there are more than 4,000 individuals that are growing in about 20 different swamps. There are at least about 100 different species of plants in the Western Ghats that face a similar threat just like the Semicarpus catlecanensis. CPF grant has given us a very good base on which we can extend and upscale our discoveries.
Four species of vultures occur in this area. We have white-backed vulture and Indian vulture, red-headed vulture, and sporadic record of Egyptian vulture also. Normally, people see the vultures as related to death, but we look it's related with life. It helps to protect our life system. Normally, that animals die close to the water body. So the vulture's absence, water body easily will contaminate. Normally diclofenac is used for milch animals. All over landscape, the people started using diclofenac, and they also prefer diclofenac for treating the cattle. Because of diclofenac, that renal failure and visceral gout happen, and vultures not feed for 1 week and 10 days and found dead. Diclofenac banned in 2006. We found that even forest department and veterinarians are not aware of that ban. We realized that it is need based, and that's why we approached CEPF and they considered this project. We have to partner with the forest department for doing any wildlife research. Forest department considered that appeal and they appointed vulture watcher. During the survey, we noticed that youth only go out to nearby town, so they are buying the medicine from the retail outlet. So we targeted youth. Then we named a volleyball tournament exclusively for vulture trophy volleyball tournament. We made them proud of the landscape. Told about that vultures are only available in your village and your nearby your hamlet. So they realized that it's our role to safeguard this species. All the elected representatives and also our councillors, members favorably consider our appeal. Huge variety of drugs has been tested for safety test. All the drugs affect vultures. Only drug now is hopefully meloxicam. That compound is safe to vultures. It has been proved by our Indian Veterinary Research Institute. Definitely there are improvement in vulture numbers. When any carcass is found, we were able to see adult, sub-adult, juvenile, young one, all we can see in one batch. So there are family is increasing now. Hopefully it will be colonize new area in near future.
Valparai is a beautiful place. 100 years ago, Britishers came here and cleared the rainforest over here and planted tea, coffee, cardamom. Rainforest fragments act as a refuge for various endemic and endangered mammals. Valparai is attracting large number of tourists. With the increase in tourism, you see road widening, and if you want to widen the road, we have to slash the vegetation by the side of the road. There will be a gap between the canopy. So this affects the arboreal mammals. They mainly pass through the trees and branches. Most of the terrestrial animals, including mammals and amphibians, reptiles, insects, get affected by the road. After looking at quite a lot of animals dying on the road, we started doing roadkill surveys. We found that about 3,000 animals has been killed in a year on the road. We found certain animal crossing points. So one of the solutions we implemented in this project is putting up the canopy bridges, which is not a permanent solution. What is the permanent solution is to encourage the growth of the natural vegetation by the side of the road so that the natural canopy contiguity happens. At the moment, it's not there in certain places where we put the canopy bridges. If there is a continuous side wall without any gap, that act as a barrier for various animals. So after we communicated the results and the importance of the gaps in the side walls to the highways department and forest department, they created in certain places the side walls with gaps, and some places they put up crash guards. Most of the studies will do the study like, okay, this many number of animals has been killed. Most of the projects will stop there, but this particular CEPF project helped us to implement certain mitigation measures which hasn't happened in the earlier projects.
Lion-tailed macaques are highly confined to evergreen forests of Western Ghats. About 3,500 lantern macaques are left in the Western Ghats. This population in Sirsi Honawara is one of the largest population among the known populations. Here we have about around 600 to 700 individuals in 32 groups. This habitat also harbors Myristica swamps with many endemic plant species. That makes this area very important from the point of conservation. There are about 15,000 people live in 40 villages. Here, one source of income is agriculture, areca plantation and paddy, a non-timber forest produce. It is not a timber wood, but the fruits or flowers or some other parts of the tree, what they collect from the forest is NTFP. It is one of the main source of their income, and also same is a major food resource for monkeys also. That's where the resource competition comes between local people and also lantern macaque. One of the major objectives is to look at the feeding ecology of these monkeys and to establish the distribution and status of those species, and to come up with a kind of a solution for a restoration program. There is a good established sampling method. For every 15 minutes, we observe the individuals and we record what the monkeys are eating and which is the individual. That gives quantitative data on feeding ecology of these monkeys. One of the major outcome is we were able to establish many of the food tree species in the larger landscape level. About 5 species are very important and considered as a resource utilization by people and also lantern macaque. This CEPF fund supported us to continue working in this area. Very recently, the forest of this Sirsi Honawara was notified as a conservation reserve, that is Aganashini Lantern Macaque Conservation Reserve. Since there are also many other projects from the CEPF in this area, it will be a kind of a cumulative effort and it can be a kind of a model for coexistence.
From arid jungles to dense swamps, the complex and varied ecosystem of the Western Ghats support a diversity of species unique to this part of the world. When these forests become degraded, habitat specialists like the lion-tailed macaque tend to disappear at a much faster rate than other species. But with a bit of help from dedicated people willing to push the envelope in the way conservation is done, species, both plants and animals, have shown a remarkable capacity to recover.